What is going on, Clippers fans? Welcome to Season 3, Episode 9 of Clips and Dip. Two of us are wearing new hats. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can see that, which is very fun. If you're listening, maybe you can hear us, how much different we sound with the new hats. I don't know. I'm Chuck Mockler, joined by William Updike and Adam Oslin. We're going to be talking pretty awesome Intuit Dome tour. We got the first opponent of the Intuit Dome era was revealed today as well. If you're listening to this, thank you. If you're watching, thank you as well. Adam, Will, before we get into it, there was an earthquake today. You guys are all good? Nothing in your house fell over? How are you coping? I stopped working because I was working from home, and I was like, I can't work after this. Adam, how's your house?
That's a work hazard, all right. My house is okay.
How's the palatial estate?
I did for a second think that my 700 square foot apartment was hit by a day drunk driver.
Sure.
Just for a second, because I've had that sensation before when there was an earthquake here. It can be really jarring in this particular building because it's all brick. So I felt it. I felt it more than I did the one last week.
Right.
I was slightly concerned. The intensity of it and the length of the earthquake just seemed to be worse than last week.
Yeah, Will, how did
Duration.
you handle it? Did you freak out and run around in a circle?
No, I didn't freak out, but this was one of the, like, for where I'm at, one of the bigger ones I've experienced. Like my shit was rattling all over the place. But yeah, I'm good. I'm doing fine. I'm coping.
Day by day.
Yeah, we all find ways. We find our ways to move on.
Each day it gets a little easier. Still hard,
The first quake is the deepest.
Okay. All right. Let's hope there's not another one next week. But before the earthquake happened this morning, yesterday, us three got to go on all three of our first times at the fully established Intuit Dome. A pretty sick ass.
Where the hats came from.
It's where the hats came from. A pretty amazing tour of Intuit Dome, and I have to say, I don't think this space needs any more promotion, but I didn't really have expectations going into it. I knew it was going to be awesome, but the level of attention to detail was fantastic to see, and this is a very simpleton take. You are so much closer to the court from every seat possible in a way that I found striking.
I think that is maybe the most impressive takeaway from the whole thing. I mean, we'll get into it because there is a lot of stuff that's actually pretty impressive. Like I was, jazzed to see the new place. I didn't really have like super high expectations. Like, what can you really have out of a stadium? I would say that this definitely exceeded all of them. But yeah, the most impressive thing is just, I don't know that there really is a bad seat in the house. We started the tour with quote unquote like the worst seats. And you're considerably closer. You're at like 50 feet closer than you would be in comparable seats in Staples. And due to the pitch of the way the seating is arranged, like the view is just so much better. It is, honestly, it is wild to see how different it is.
Yeah, I don't know, Adam. What was your favorite part? There's so many insane things, just kind of like just everywhere, I guess.
No, I guess we got to start with the most important, vital part, the most basic part of having an arena is being close to the action and having good seats. And they nailed it. They got it in spades. I have never experienced being at the top of an arena or a stadium before and feeling that close to the floor ever. It was astonishing. Mouth agape. I was walking around and I just kept saying, I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed. This is so crazy. I didn't expect it to be like this. It really is. We walked out and we were even talking about, for how cheap those season tickets would be for seats, even at the very top. I mean, that's a deal. That might be worth looking into even for guys like us.
I mean, absolutely. I was like, and you got the atrium out there. There's like a nice outdoor space and all that stuff. We got to see we got to see areas of the stadium where I don't think we will ever sit, that being the Lexus Lounge, which is a cool I mean,
Which shout out James L. Brooks. If you listen to this and you are like a courtside ticket holder, get at us. You know, if you ever don't want to go to a game or something, obviously.
yeah, if you ever get tied up or something,
we're not too proud to beg. We would definitely, you know, do some light begging to get those tickets.
Sure, for sure, and the seats are great. The Lexus Lounge was like being in a very fancy Subway bar, like not sandwiches, like an old Subway. Like that was the vibe. It was like old 20. It was like gold stuff. I don't know.
Our tour guide, who asked to remain nameless, described it as like a brasserie, like a French brasserie, and I feel like that is 100% nailed it.
Adam, how often are you going to try and sneak into the Lexus Lounge?
As much as I can. I'll be a stowaway. You guys got to bring a big suitcase and just pull me in there. I was impressed. It was beautiful. And the hallway where the players walk through that you can see glass in between you and them. But as you're sitting there dining, drinking, socializing, you could just watch the players, I guess, go out onto the court or walk back near the practice center. It's insane.
And just a heads up, if once again, if you are listening to this and for some reason happen to be seated Lexus in the Lexus courtside club, there is glass that separates. There's a hallway where the players will go that goes through the middle of this lounge, and there is glass set up that is retractable. And essentially, they're going to try to go no glass for the first couple of games. But if someone fucks it up, there's going to be glass. So if you're listening to this, just don't fuck it up, man. Just play it cool.
Just play it cool.
There can be no glass, and you can just have the players, you know, go through the tunnel directly through the middle of the lounge, and you can just be cool about it. Try to act. What I'm saying is act like you've been there before. You know.
Just give a high five. You don't need to get the autograph. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah. Let them do their thing.
Otherwise, it's turning
into to cross to get it, you know, a new caviar or whatever they eat over there. Just the
caviar pile.
Just be chill.
Yeah. For what I assume most of our listeners' experience will be, I'm no disrespect to our listeners, but I don't think the majority of them are sitting in the Lexus Lounge. That would be groundbreaking news to me if we have that demographic.
Hey, they deserve it.
They should be giving us more money if that is the case. But the regular fan is going to have such a close experience. Everything is close by. I don't know how to describe how they figured out how to use space so effectively at the Intuit Dome. There is so much stuff packed in. You feel close to other things, but there's space. You're never far away from a bathroom. Even the club seats are like, you still have a kind of an area you can go back and maybe not be as into the game, but you're 3 steps away from being, 15 rows up, which in the Intuit Dome is like being on the 5th row at Staples is kind of what it felt like in terms of angle.
Yeah, I know a lot of season ticket holders were kind of disappointed that their seats were going to be technically, like further back or seemingly a little bit less desirable. And I hear that out. Y'all deserve the best. You've been rocking with this team forever. But I do encourage you to check out those seats and let us know what you think, because I was honestly impressed just how much closer the views were and how much better. You're not just closer, but every viewing angle is just better than it is at Staples. I mean, once again, I guess I just wasn't really prepared for how different like a completely purpose-driven stadium can really be.
Other than baseball stadiums, it's like
you're right on top of the action.
It can't be overstated or emphasized enough how much closer you feel to the floor, meaning how much more of an impact you can have on a game, bringing your noise level to it. I'm really interested to hear how loud it's going to get in there. Like, what type of acoustics are we going to experience? Because nobody will know that until the first event. I guess Bruno Mars on Thursday, but even that's situated in a different fashion than how it will be for a Clippers game. So when the wall is fully there and everything's ready to go for the Clippers, we'll be able to get a good test on just how many decibels we can get it to. Because I'm from Sacramento, and I remember Arco Arena used to be talked about as the loudest arena before there was OKC, which I think would be considered the loudest arena maybe now. Arco used to get up to like 110 decibels or something like that. and they used to measure it. NBC for games. It was a little gimmick thing. We're at the loudest arena, Arco Arena. This is going to be, it feels like the sound is going to stay there and remain there and just be deafening for the opposition.
I cannot, I mean, yeah, our guide was telling us, you know, they had some amount of fans in there kind of doing like a decibel test at one point. And she said that even it was like 6,000 or something like that. And she said it was incredible. So yeah, Will, to your point, like baseball stadiums are the only stadiums I've been to that are that specialized, like a newer baseball park like Petco.
But you're not on top of the action like that.
Oh, no, not at all. But just in terms of like, they rotated the seats 23 degrees, you know, like that's kind of as far as it's been for me at like a specialized park. So yeah, just seeing, and the connection to California, the high school jersey thing is like, that is really cool to see in person. The big main wall with all the high school jerseys, and then
they got every team in California except 7 high schools. So you should hit up the Intuit app. If you happen to be on a tour or whatever, you can tap on the thing to see all the schools and see if your high school is there. But if for whatever reason, once again, if you're listening and your high school is not being represented, I encourage you to reach out because you deserve a spot on that wall.
Yeah, 7 schools? They got to get these jerseys in.
They're tardy. I don't like it.
Yeah, no perfect attendance for these schools, I guess. Yeah, it's just going to be a phenomenal place for Clippers.
Maybe I guess what we haven't considered is these 7 schools play skins as their home uniform. There's not a jersey involved.
Yeah, it's Kanye's school. It's like a weird experimental.
all-time quarterback, all-time skins.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you know, let us know if you were on a tour what you liked, what you thought was the coolest thing. Lot of bathrooms. That was true. There were a lot of bathrooms there.
It feels like almost a basketball theme park. It feels like something you've never really experienced before because, I don't know, I've never been to a place that is a plaza like that, that could have so much potential just in that area. I guess Jurassic Park is kind of like that up in Toronto. I haven't been. But I don't know. This is different than anything, at least in Southern California, that we've experienced.
Another thing kind of separate from, I know we've been talking about like the in-arena experience, which is really great, is there is just this large community space outside, outside of the arena where, you know, we saw some kids playing on one of the courts out there. I guess there's going to be like some restaurants where they are going to feature some sort of like local restaurateurs and chefs and like give them some sort of staff and like some sort of support to be able to make stuff like sort of at quantity. But it's really cool to me because even at LA Live, which there is like a whole ecosystem around the stadium, which I do really enjoy, it's not like in any way really related to the games for the most part. You know what I mean?
Hot dog.
Yeah, like sometimes, sometimes they might have playoffs up on a screen, but I gotta be honest with you, most of the time you're out there, they're not even like showing the game or anything, like on the big screen across, like directly across from Staples there on LA Live. So I see the potential there. We don't know yet like what that's actually going to be, but I see the potential for that being kind of a cool space and kind of like an extra sort of experience. Maybe even if you don't have a ticket, you know what I mean?
Standing room hang zone. The playoff, I guarantee you during the playoffs, they're going to have like the C or some weird nickname for like that area.
It feels like the expansion pack to a video game or to Settlers of Catan or something.
That's exactly what it is. It's like, do you want the basketball ship sculpture out front? You're like, all right, cool.
It just adds to all of it and takes away from nothing. It just is so cool.
Yeah, there's so many things, but there's no frills. They did such a good job of.
I mean, I do feel like there's frills.
There's chargers in the seats. But like it's all things to keep you focused on the game. You know, it's not like there's not like weird distractions like, oh, you can go do like speed pitch or whatever. You're like, no, they want you to be in your seats. They want you to get your stuff and go back to your seats and enjoy the actual game.
Didn't we hear on the tour that
the arm controllers might be a frill?
Crypto had 3 levels of suites. This just has 1. This is more about the focus on getting people in the seats, enjoying the game. Everything is catered towards getting you back in your seat as fast as possible. Efficiency is the name of the game in the NBA with analytics and with the Intuit Dome and the way it was constructed, apparently.
And getting in and out. We did see some stuff online. There were some people frustrated about like the whole system or whatever. You don't have to do the facial recognition thing if you don't want to. And downloading the app is pretty easy. You just download it. I don't know what else to say about it.
Yeah, all of us ended up making a purchase at the flagship store.
We're like, fuck it.
So we all just ended up doing the thing, and I'm just glad it's out of the way. So when I do go to a game as a fan or whatever, like I'm just already set up. I don't want to get into the like data privacy thing because that's like a larger conversation that
that's for our other podcast, Data and Dip.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of cameras. Whoo boy, are there a lot of cameras at the Intuit Dome. I like it that there's so many in the Lexus Lounge, and I think that's good because I think very rich people should be monitored like that because we don't know what they're doing. They can be weird, little weirdos sometimes.
Is this about the glass rule again?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I hope we don't have to bring that up again.
Conduct yourself accordingly.
But the flagship store was awesome. The flagship store ruled.
Also, this is like stupid, but I thought kind of a nice touch was like every seat does have a charger in it, and this was like a big deal, I guess, to Bomber that like that's not just limited to like a premium experience. Like even if you're in the 300s or whatever in the very last seat, like you have a charger, and at the store you can pick up a charger for $5, which is for a stadium, I feel like a pretty good move. As I am someone who is, frequently having a dead phone and no charger.
Real hot girl shit, dude. That's the life sometimes.
Am I getting a charger for $5 or am I getting a hot dog for $5? What am I doing today?
Why not both? But yeah, the store was great. They have I did tell Will it was cool that they had every jersey. I did not see PJ Tucker's jersey. But they did have like Mo Bamba. They just have
every jersey at the team store is also a very cool move.
Yes, absolutely. And we learned too, the surprising kind of fact, maybe, Nico Batum, number 3 selling jersey right now by like an incredibly large margin between him and 4.
Yeah, apparently it's James Harden number 1, Kawhi number 2, Nico number 3. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, so everybody likes James Harden much more than Kawhi." I was like, "Well, Kawhi's been on the team for a while. A lot of people probably have his jersey."
They already got the jersey.
Yeah.
Granted, this is a newer, different jersey, but you probably are still more inclined to go for a newer player with that newer jersey that you didn't already have a jersey for.
Yeah, and Harden is, I would say, works harder at his reputation to sell. You know what I mean? Like Harden has a huge presence in China. Like Kawhi's not. The Kawhi brand isn't as big as Harden's. I think for the average NBA fan.
But Batum though is not shocking being there, right?
I mean, yeah, he's got the international boost. He's a he's the most fan favorite, and since like
he's all first team Clippers role player fan favorite, right? In just a short amount of time.
The Mount Rushmore of Clippers role players has 100% has Nico on it.
And this will be his 4th year as a Clipper. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. Who do we think number 4 is?
I think Will nailed it. I think it's Man.
Terrence. That makes sense. I think it's Terrence.
Man, Zoo, Powell, Kai Jones.
I mean, once you're that low, would it be crazy to think that Kai Jones is the 8th highest selling jersey on the team or whatever?
I'll tell you what, if one of these young guys...
Custom Lou Will jersey is probably selling more than Kai Jones jersey.
That's a good call. Okay, yeah, fair.
If one of the young guys has a breakout season, all of a sudden they can certainly crack the top 4.
You can get a Kobe Brown jersey there. They have it on the wall. I almost bought it.
I was surprised that not only can you customize jerseys, but hats, basketballs, you can get stuff inscribed on them.
Oh, that's
tattoo. You can get a tattoo there.
Dude, they'll tattoo you up.
Yeah. Whatever you need. Clippers Champions 2025 tattoo.
Yeah, free. This is
our year. Aaron Will already got it.
If you're listening and you get a "This is our year" tattoo, you can come on the show. Scummang for an episode. We'll do a live. Talk
Needed a new lower back piece.
It's to cover up the Chevy logo. I went to school with someone who had a Chevy logo lower back piece. It was a bold choice, but she loved trucks.
Like the blue, the ribbon bow tie thing, or like a rock underneath.
It said Chevrolet, and it was the bow tie.
Okay. Wow.
Dedicated. There's going to be a preseason game happening at Intuit on October 14th. I'm going to try and be at that. Got to see the preseason Intuit run. Preseason wall.
I hope we got the radio broadcast for that.
Is that a dry run?
Yeah.
A dry run with, a little more skin in the game.
No one ever got back to us where preseason basketball ranks between G League during the season, Summer League, and preseason. It's third, right?
Your order?
Do you think preseason basketball is...
To me, it's above Summer League, but I
Okay.
just think it's a little bit more exciting. I just think it's more exciting because you know you're going to see some of the guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you see a starter, I think it can't be last. If Kawhi Leonard, who has played in preseason with the Clippers before, plays, then it can't be third.
Well, the level of play, it's not like...
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The level of play compared to Summer League, are you kidding?
So Kawhi plays 2 minutes, and then from there, Kai Jones takes the rest of his minutes.
I mean, he was going to be there in Summer League if he didn't have the turn ankle. I don't see a significant difference.
That is true. Well, we should be at the preseason. That'll be sick. Coming up, we're going to talk about, they revealed the first opponent at Intuit, and we'll see how we feel come opening night. We're going to do an audio break, and then we'll be back. Audio commercials coming up in 3, 2, 1.
All right, welcome back into Clips and Dip. We just talked about Intuit Dome and our tour / takeover of it. Now we're talking about taking on our first opponent in the Intuit Dome, which I guess we're getting a slow release of the schedule right now. Maybe one game at a time. They're going to really tease this out.
I hate this part of the year so much, dude.
Clippers are taking on their nemesis, Phoenix Suns.
Are they they're one of their rivals. They have to be considered that. They've lost to them 3 times in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now they've only played, I think, one other team
That's
3 times in the playoffs. It's kind of crazy to think about. No, they're pretty hateable. I think Clipper Nation does not like Phoenix. This has been this way for a while, going back to losing Game 7 in 2006, the Ewing play. But a lot of people just don't like Devin Booker, especially.
Sure.
Because he's so damn good looking. I'm excited for this because this is more interesting to me than just getting the Portland Trail Blazers in a free win at Intuit Dome the first game.
I'm different. I'm built entirely different. Give me that. Give me that 1-0. I just want the 1-0. An easier 1-0. This could very much be a win. I don't want to make it seem like that, but it would be pretty cool.
I mean, I kind of like that it's like putting Intuit Dome to the test. Like how much can the fans, bring energy and stuff to the game? Especially for a team that, we'll hopefully have a full and healthy training camp in preseason. But it is a new look. There is going to be, it's not going to be the same starting lineup, but some significant changes. So I think, it kind of puts it in the hands to some of you out there.
You're putting it on the fans. If we lose Willis Sand, it's because the damn fans weren't bringing it.
Basically.
Just can't have a performance like Phoenix did against the Dallas Mavericks in that Game 7 at home where they got smoked. Can't have anything like that happen. I don't think
that'll happen. No, that won't happen.
I think it's gonna have some real intensity.
Yeah, because remember we had La Murray on here, I think, before the season last season, and we were talking about some of these easier matchups that you see in the beginning of the year. It's not the same team that you're playing at the end of the year, right? Like it's a team that's still it's the first game of the season. Anything can happen, right? Like Portland is bad, but they're a lot worse later in the year than they are like the first game, just because of that kind of, and the health level too. Like
Scoot got better though as the season went along.
Yeah,
he was rough to start.
Yes, he was. But this is great. This clears out too. It's going to be the only game in LA that night per La Murray. Someone on Twitter was complaining that it's on the second night of a back-to-back, but that is categorically untrue. right? Because isn't opening night Celtics, Knicks, and then
Does Phoenix play?
Maybe. Let me check. Shams is going to tweet out every single game one at a time.
Yeah, this slow faucet drip that's
Dude,
going on right now with the schedule.
So much.
Release the Kraken, give it to us.
Timberwolves at Lakers, Kings at Celtics. That's what we have for the opening night schedule, from what Shams said.
Okay. So you got the defending champs and the Lakers get to play. Interesting. So we know for sure it's not a back-to-back for either team?
I mean, not for sure, but nothing's been. I feel like maybe we would have known. Because the Clippers, I think we would have known if the Clippers were playing on opening night. It would be insane for the NBA also to have the Clippers play on opening night.
Yeah.
Like draw, you know what I mean? Like that'd be some real like fueled by Schadenfreude ratings. Like
if they cared about Intuit Dome enough to do that, but I don't see it happening. Either way, I like the matchup. I like that this time it counts type of thing. It feels like a real, Phoenix wants the opportunity to play spoiler. They're trying to get back after having a really bad and rocky year last year.
Horrible year.
Swept out of the playoffs unceremoniously by the Minnesota Timberwolves. So they're going to be looking to get their lick back, as Patrick Beverley used to say. And the Clippers are looking to establish something. And hopefully it's not just an identity, but a home court advantage in their new home.
Yeah, or Will is going to be coming at the fans who were not loud enough for that win. Yeah, I'm excited to see Terrence Mann, put up 26. That's going to be crazy.
See, the controller in your seat, you can eject other fans if they're not paying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The controller in the seat thing is maybe a little, so it like helps you do like participation stuff on the board. So
that's a long time coming, honestly.
That's a good point.
That's really necessary.
People have been clamoring for that. They've had it in airplanes for decades. You think they would have put it in stadium seats?
Yeah, you can play Keno at places with stuff like that.
Will, do we have another host trying to say what's up right now?
Oh, my dog's just here.
Show your dog, dude. If you're only listening, you can't see Will's cute dog.
Is that the dog from Something About Mary? Is it coming for my neck?
Maybe.
I'm excited. Opening night, not basketball wise. There's got to be, like we were talking about the last segment, there's got to be some fest kind of thing happening on the giant community space at opening night. Like opening night, I feel like even if you don't have a ticket to the game, if you live close enough, there's going to be stuff to do. It's going to be absolutely crazy around that in that community space.
Or flip a car for the Clippers.
Or flip a car for the Clips, dude. The Clip flip. Over under knee and ankle injuries on the community court at game 1, 3.5.
So I'm kind of interested in how they do this. I'm guessing that they're going to shut the court down on games.
They have to.
Yeah, I think that is going to be one part of the community space that's probably changed a little bit when the games are going on, or maybe when it gets dark out. I don't really know.
Yeah,
but they're going to have to figure out something about that,
or keep it open, or just go crazy. Keep it open, but I don't. Again, the liability seems crazy.
I don't know. Either way, I want Clippers fans to go so crazy that they got to start greasing poles in Inglewood or whatever.
Yeah, so people aren't climbing them. But yeah, I did wake up today and I was like, damn, that was such a cool stadium. I can't wait to be back, which I haven't really thought about a stadium before.
It was a surreal tour.
It was weird in a good way.
We don't normally feel that important, but yesterday was one of those
speak
days.
For yourself, Adam. No, we saw some fans that yelled at Clips and Dip, so thank you for yelling at us when we were walking by. That was cool.
It is going to be a scene there during game day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to guess it's just going to be another form of the event. And there will be plenty of people that go there just to hang out, not to go to the game, but almost like a tailgate type of feel to it,
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Because they're going to have it on a huge projector, right? That screen, they can put it on the screen that's by the basketball court, I'm guessing, right?
I would imagine, yeah.
Almost like the tagline to Mallrats: they're not there to work, they're not there to shop, they're just there.
Man,
What
I
if
need to
you fuck
revisit
up?
Mallrats. Oh, another thing that I liked at the stadium, they're growing their own like strawberries and thyme and stuff in the coolers, which is interesting. I want to know how much they're supposed to for the dessert stuff. It seems.
Feels like The Martian or something with Matt Damon.
The quantity does not appear to be there so far, but I'm sure they're going to get that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The event preseason. You know, they got to see how much they can bring. Yeah. Anything else really about the stadium or opening night? Kind of just a quick bite episode here. Not a whole lot of stuff going on. Nick Batum got bloodied in the Olympics at the silver medal or in the gold medal game. That was pretty crazy to see. Hats off to Team France, but you know, USA. I don't know what to say.
The deck was stacked.
Yeah, against the U.S. playing the host nation, huh? Okay, sure. That's how it shakes out.
Hey, Wemby in 4 years, woo, baby. It could be in 4 years. Everybody's gonna be licking their chops because LeBron's not going to be there, Steph's not going to be there, Katie's not going to be there. It's going to be different. That may be the time where the international teams are finally
going to be like Ant and Ja leading the way.
Ant,
Jaren
Ja,
Jackson Jr.
Triple J, Devin Booker could still be there.
Yeah,
it'll be like 30. It'll be Max
Jordan
Christie.
Miller.
Yeah, Kobe Brown. It'll be the Clippers plus the rest.
Yeah, yeah, Kai Jones. Yeah. All right, I think that about wraps it up. We're going to let people get to their week. Thank you to everyone who hung out on the live stream last Friday. That was a fun time. Someone said that we shouldn't have complained about. Someone was like, "How are you complaining about Christmas Day games?" And I was like, we can complain about anything. B, Adam has to work on the Christmas Day games. He should have a day off, just like the players. What? I think that's fair. It's Christmas.
I look at it, I'm good either way. It's kind of fun, Christmas Day games, and then if you have it off, that's cool too.
All right, Adam playing both sides, masterful gambit. Will, if people wanted to review this podcast or let us know what they thought about their Intuit Dome experience, where could they possibly do that?
Oh, yeah. So the best way to connect to this show is over on YouTube. That's at Clippers Podcast. You know, you can leave comments. I'm assuming you've been on YouTube before. You know the deal. You can really have your voice
These
heard.
Lexus Lounge members, dude, they might not know how it works.
If you listen to this podcast solely audio, you can do that over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. You leave a little rating or review over there. Let us know what you think. We're also available, though, on all audio platforms, wherever you listen, whether it's Amazon Music or Pandora or Deezer, wherever. We're there. However you consume the show, you know we appreciate you.
We're there. Adam, one positive thing to send these folks out with.
I'm still on cloud 9. We can be cynical, pedantic, sarcastic people, but we don't have enough glowing things to say about Intuit Dome. We really don't. It was far and away mind-blowing to be there, especially, again, to have a place that advertises as not having a bad seat in the house that actually is telling the truth this time. It is really cool, guys. You are going to be amazed. I have no issue overhyping this as much as possible because there's no way to do so and have anybody be let down. They will be impressed.
There you have it. Adam nailed it. The Intuit Dome's fantastic. I can't wait for us to get some free seats in the Lexus Lounge at some point. We will be with y'all next week, later in this week if something crazy happens, but it is the doldrums right now, so it's most likely going to be next week. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. And as always,